All right, today we're going to get super practical and talk about how generative AI can completely change your software QA workflow. And I'm not talking about some far-off, futuristic hype. We're focusing on real-world things you can do right now to work smarter. So let's just dive right in.
First things first, let's be real. If you're in quality assurance, you know your job is so much more than just clicking a few buttons and running through test scripts, right? I mean, the reality of the job is way more complex than that. I'm talking about the endless documentation, those marathon regression cycles, trying to write bug reports that are actually clear to everyone, not to mention keeping Jira updated constantly and sitting through all those test strategy reviews. That's where all the time goes.
Okay, but here's the good news. There really is a smarter, way more efficient way to handle all that workload. And this is exactly where GenAI comes into play. Not as something to replace you, but as your most valuable assistant.
So let's dive into our first power play, which is a massive time saver, writing test cases directly from a set of requirements. This little trick basically gets rid of that blank page problem and gives you a huge head start on your entire test plan.
Now, the real secret sauce in this prompt is that first sentence, you are a QA analyst. It's a technique called role prompting, and it immediately puts the AI in the right frame of mind. Then you can just paste in your raw requirements or a user story, and you get exactly what you need back.
And just like that, boom, you get back a clean, structured table just like this one. It's totally ready to be copied and pasted right into a tool like TestRail or even just a simple Excel sheet. You can literally turn a dense document into an actionable test plan in seconds. Okay, power play number 2. Let's talk about a huge pain point for every team. Communication. You know, a common bottleneck is translating technical errors into bug reports that actually make sense to everyone. Well, GenAI can automate this and help you create crystal clear tickets. And the most important part of this prompt is that final phrase, use non-developer language. You can feed it some messy, super technical console error and tell it to translate that into plain English that a product manager or designer can understand immediately. And the results, you get this beautiful, clean, concise summary. There's no jargon, there's no confusion. It's just the core of the problem explained clearly. Think about how much time that saves in back and forth Jira comments. All right, on to our third trick, and this one is so useful. You can translate formal acceptance criteria directly into an actionable checklist. This is perfect for doing quick sanity checks or for creating guides for exploratory testing. And again, the prompt couldn't be simpler, right? You're taking those formal, sometimes kind of clunky acceptance criteria from a user story and just telling the AI, hey, turn this into a practical step-by-step plan for me. And this is what it spits out, a super straightforward checklist that pretty much anyone on the team can follow. It's perfect for a final check before a release, or even for delegating a task to a junior tester with total confidence. Okay, be honest. Who here has scrabbled to write their status update like 2 minutes before the daily stand-up? We've all been there. Well, there's a much better way. You can use GenAI to help automate those daily email and Slack updates. See, with a prompt like this, you're just giving it the raw ingredients. You tell it what passed, what's blocked, what the risks are, and it structures everything for you into a professional, easy-to-read update. No more of that last-minute scrambling. Okay, for our last power play, let's get a little more advanced. You can actually use GenAI to review complex error logs and suggest what the next steps should be, which can dramatically speed up that initial triage process. Think about it. You can paste in this massive, totally cryptic error log and just ask for some guidance. Now, is it going to replace your expertise? Of course not, but it acts like an expert partner, giving you an incredible head start on where you should even begin your investigation. So when you put it all together, the difference is it's night and day, right? The old way is completely bogged down in all these manual, tedious tasks. The GenAI way is all about speed, clarity, and efficiency across the board. So what's the bottom line here? What does this all add up to? You're saving hours every single sprint. And that leads to better reporting, higher team velocity, and way clearer communication. It is literally the definition of working smarter, not harder. Look, these copy-paste prompts are awesome. They're a great start. But what happens next? What if you want to go beyond just copying and pasting? What if you want to really learn how to craft and refine these prompts so they're perfect for your team's specific needs? Well, developing that skill, knowing how to really craft prompts for your team, that's the next level. And that's exactly what the team at Dallas Data Science Academy focuses on.
Their GenAI Bootcamp is designed for this exact kind of practical application. It's built for people who don't code, it's flexible for working pros, it includes certification, and, my favorite part, zero hype, just skills that actually matter.
So if you're ready to go from just, using prompts to truly mastering them, this is the logical next step. It's about turning these cool tricks into a core part of your professional skill set.
You can find all the details over at DallasDataScienceAcademy.ai. And I'll just leave you with this one question. How many hours could your team get back in the very next sprint if you put just one of these ideas into action? Think about it.